Hello everyone, I'm going to walk you through how to do written public comment through the portal on the Columbia Public Schools website for the upcoming school board meeting on October 12th. So what you're going to want to do is to go to the homepage. If you are doing this from a phone or device, then you're going to need to use the link that I post in the comment under this video. You cannot easily search for the portal for written public comment here when you're on a device. It doesn't work. So make sure you use the link that I put in the comment for you. So you'll go to the Board of Education, and then you're going to go to Board Meetings. And then you're going to go to this top one, and it will take it a second to load. It's a little slow. And then it's going to give you this regular session that's coming up. You click on that, and here is the agenda. What you will notice is that you can see these items just to give you a heads up of how the agenda is going to look. And you can close these or open these. When you open them, it shows you all the details under each item. Sadly, the school board has decided to move the most important decision that we need to know to the very bottom of the agenda. So guess what? That means that most of us are going to need to stay there if you're doing live public comment until probably 9:30. This won't start. Okay, so just be aware. So click on this. And then you see this over here, public comment. Okay, this is where you can then enter your public comment. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of guidelines on what you should do for your public comment. First of all, I would make sure that you have already written out your public comment in a separate Word document so that you can just copy and paste it in. That way, if anything messes up, you don't lose everything that you've worked on. So when you do comment, you need to say your name and you have to put your street address. This is required in the public comment policy. I don't like that, but that's what it says. And then you can introduce, your parent of a second grader, whatever, or any other things. If you're an advocate or a nurse, a teacher, whatever you think is important and pertinent to what you're sharing. Then you need to share that you support or don't support the plan, whatever, and then you enter that information. So mine says, I support the proposed in-seat plan that was presented for the elementary students starting October 19th and the middle school students for November 5th. And then I talk about why I agree with that. I also want them to know what's going to happen if they don't approve that. It's really important that you maybe share a couple of factors. I think it's good to think about, bigger picture than just your personal issue or your child. We need to think sometimes globally here. We have to help the school board understand that because sometimes I don't think they see that. And also we need to kind of step out of our selfish boxes sometimes and look at bigger picture issues. So for example, as you move forward with your vision of making all decisions from a lens of equity, please remember, if you do not approve this plan, then I urge you to please work with the City of Columbia to address the 5,000 families who will have their electricity shut off soon, now that the city is no longer providing the CARES extension. When the public education is dependent upon a public utility, you have a responsibility as a board to ensure that these children can access their education if you continue to deny them an in-seat education. This is serious, folks. This is something they need to understand is happening. They've got to find a way to address that if they decide not to allow kids to go in seat. Now, here's the part where this is me, I do not support the idea of high school students waiting until January 19th. Instead, I want the board to consider implementing a hybrid model for the high schoolers. And I have logistical reasons why this needs to be done. Again, I'm thinking global. I'm trying to help them understand that the decisions they make have impacts on certain types of situations in the system. So I list out what those are related to students taking the career and technical courses. I list out what that is related to students with IEPs. I list out what Dr. Ruckstad said about her concerns with social distancing at the high school level and how the hybrid would allow for that. And then I do my closing remarks. I hope the board can be flexible in their thinking and consider the 4-day for elementary, the 4-day for middle school, but all hybrid for high schoolers starting November 5th. Then finally, I had one last thing I wanted to ask them. I want them to allow parents who made decisions earlier about the in-seat or virtual selections to switch to what they need now, because we have a new plan on the table that none of these families knew before. And the superintendent and board created that mess, and they need to allow these families to fix it, and they need to own that problem. And then, thank you for your time. So this is what I would go up and take this, and then you want to copy and then you want to paste that into this section, and then you would put your name and your email address, and then you would hit submit, and then that is submitted to the portal for public comment. All right, thank you so much for listening to this, and if you have comments, please post them and I will try to answer your questions. Thank you.